Hello there, welcome to the Ramble Review, and today we're looking at Big Drunken Satanic Massacre, or BDSM for short. The plot here is humans have found a way to hell, and they basically took over and opened fast food spots and vacation homes and make life a living hell for the demons that are there. You play Lou, Satan's son, who's just getting drunk off of milk. Apparently demons get drunk off of that in this game. And one day, talking to the bartender, he brings up, hey, why not do a revolution and take hell back? And Lou's like, fuck it, I'll do that. So he goes to kill a bunch of humans and kick them out to reign over hell and bring it back to normal. And that's the plot. If you're looking for a deep plot here, you are not going to get it. It's just a bunch of sex jokes, lowbrow humor, dick, titty, so on and so forth. I got a chuckle here and there because I don't mind that type of humor, but that's all it really is. Even Lou himself isn't like, some deep character. He just, throws out vulgar lines and shit like that. And that's really it. And again, I didn't mind it. It was okay for what it was. The gameplay, as you can see here, is an isometric twin stick shooter. So you move with the left stick and aiming with the right stick. And what you see is what you get. There's at least multiple weapons you be getting. So you start with a pistol, then get like a shotgun, and then a rocket launcher, and so on and so forth. It's not a giant arsenal, but I think it's like 5 weapons here. And they all feel rather good to use and shoot. None of them feels that useless, but I will say the most useful, at least when you upgrade it, is a rocket launcher. Yeah, there's an upgrade system too. As you go along the map and do certain things, because it's like semi side quests or whatever, you get points, and those points can go into like how much ammo you get, how much health, how much milk you could carry at one time, because that's how you heal. And to be honest, this game isn't really that difficult. It didn't start getting hard till like, I don't know, like midway through. But I didn't die too many times once I got the hang of everything, especially since there's like a little dodge you could do also while in combat, so you could like, get yourself together and get away from enemies and so on and so forth. There's also a rage mode where if you collect enough red circles, you turn like Super Hulk and you breathe fire and kill everything along the way. And which is actually super helpful when it gets way too much, because as you get deeper in the game, they start throwing a lot of fucking enemies at you. So this is a good way to clear the room and everything. And you get money as well, killing everything and doing this and that and so forth. And this money can be used to upgrade your guns. So, make them more powerful, maybe give them special attribute, but mainly just make them more powerful. There's also little abilities you could buy. I personally didn't need any of these abilities. I just focused on making my guns powerful, and I was 100% fine with the game. So if you're looking for a deep challenge for this game, well, I played, I think, what was the equivalent of hard mode. Go for the hardest difficulty and you'll get like a better challenge. But if you don't really care for like the hardest challenge, even playing on hard it's a breeze to get through all this. It gets a little bit hectic near like the end, like I mentioned, because they throw so much at you. But if you're dodging and how much milk you can have, and the game is very plentiful, like this milk machines, you can refill all your milk and everything. There's plenty of checkpoints, so it's not frustrating, but it's fun shooting everyone with all your guns and everything like that. Like I said, every gun feels good. Amongst all this killing, there's also like little humorous side quests, like guy wanting to know where his girlfriend is. Of course, it's a demon guy, and you save the girl, but ends up not being what it looks. It ends up being a porn shoot, and then she asks you to kill the guy because he's like annoying little shit. But yeah, there's side quests like that, and the map is not a. You always see the full map when you play the game, and it shows everything you could go to, so you never feel lost, or you don't have to feel worried about missing anything. And but yeah, you could do that, which brings me to another thing to talk about, which is the censorship in this game, at least for consoles, because There are certain female characters we run into, be it succubus or ponies. Yes, there are killer ponies in this game you must, beat and everything, but they're also like just regular ponies on the side. That you say the right things to them and you activate this mini game, which is like, sorry if you hear that little beeping, that's the dumpster outside. You hear like this little gun mini game that you got just basically a quick time event, and you press a button slow or fast, and once you complete it, you get the portrait of the girl. The reason I say censorship is because if you buy this game on PC, there's a free mod to play the uncensored version, which is basically when you're doing this basically sex mini game, you see like dialogue and maybe like a little sound, and the picture is basically them naked, like you see nipples and all that stuff. Here you just get like a standard like sexy pose, but and the uncensored one you can even see it on YouTube because people have done the playthrough or whatever if you don't even want to buy it on PC. But that is that's one thing I got to give a heads up for if you're curious about that. This game is censored in the sexual sense. You ain't gonna get no nudie girl pics. You just get their standard pic, whatever. They still dress, provocatively, big boobs and all that stuff, but you ain't getting full on nudity. Even the spots you do get nudity, it's like two cutscenes, which is like the end and like a what if ending you can get. They like blurred out the nipples and stuff like that. So yeah, just a heads up. That really bugs you, just get the PC version, or you could buy it on the consoles and see the uncensored stuff like on YouTube. So I just needed to let you know that. The game doesn't look bad. The designs of the demons aren't horrible. And I like the fact that each like I guess zone you can say is different. So you got the burger world. That's like a fast food spot that that's made out of demons. That's what the burgers are made out of. They I know I could have did a Soylent Green joke there, but fuck it. That looks different from the undead Mexican place, because you fight Mexican and the boss is there, has a giant sombrero. It's that type of humor. Ay ay ay, all that type of thing. But there's a brothel, stuff like that. Each area looks distinct from each other, so you won't get visually bored as you're playing through the game. And again, the character designs aren't too bad, like the enemy or the boss designs, as long as you're not easily offended. And like you face like a giant RPG nerd or a dude in like S&M gear and so on and so forth. So as long as you're not this game is not for the easily offended. As long as you're not easily offended, you shouldn't be bothered by these designs or whatever. And the cards of the girls themselves, even the censored ones, which is what I saw, don't look half bad either. The game runs fine. Like there's never like frame rate issues or anything like that. I will say there is like a technical issue here and there, because as you kill enemies, you get like their like bios, so you actually could like go and read up on, like they give like a little description on the character and everything if you're interested, in the bosses as well. But one thing I've noticed is like I beat every boss and some of the bosses did not show up. They're still blacked out. So there are some technical issues in this game here and there. So it's not perfect. Maybe I have to go back and beat it again, but that's basically, sorry, excuse me. That's basically the main issue when it comes to the presentation. Like it has some technical hiccups in that area, like some weird bugs or whatever. But yeah, like I said, it still runs fine and it plays fine. Like it's just those technical issues that I mentioned that I have a problem. It didn't ruin my experience. It did drive me nuts a little bit because I beat the fucking boss. It should be there, but it is what it is. You can also see the girl cards too once you unlock them, or you got to press a button to flip the card to see the picture. But yeah, that's basically it. The game itself is short as hell. No pun intended. It's really short. I beat it in like what, 2-3 hours. There's no real replayability unless you want to play a harder difficulty, or you somehow, because I think you can miss some of the girl cards, so you want to run back and try to get them. Again, you can run this game really fast, so it's not a problem. Even if you miss it, you could easily just get it again. Or if you want to do the trophies and so on and so forth, because I know one of the trophies is you got to upgrade certain stats to max, and you only could do certain stats to max in a single playthrough, and there's no like carryover. You have to play the whole thing with the stats again. But again, the game's really short and it's not frustrating, so it's not that much of a problem. If you want a bite-sized twin stick shooter with a lot of violence, because there's a lot of blood going around when you're killing all these things, crude humor, TNA, stuff like that, BDSM is not a bad choice. Like I said, there's ridiculous stuff like ponies you gotta kill who have dildos, and even like gimps that have dildos on their head that try to bum rush you and stuff like that. So if that's what you're looking for, BDSM again is not a bad choice. So I hope you didn't mind my ramble, and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.